We are coming right up on Tract 6 at Elk Ridge. I'm on Shannon County Road 414 going east, and we've got the property on the left side of the road. I'll kind of pull over here. This is just a video of the very south end. We did another video earlier which showed I think around the middle of the property, south of the middle, and then the creek area, which is gorgeous on Tract 6, just gorgeous. Basically where two small creeks or streams come together. So we did a video of that. And now we're here at the south side. So you can drive to the property in any type of vehicle. This is a county maintained gravel road. Get here in any type of vehicle. And then in order to get around on the property, you'd either want a four-wheeler or a little side-by-side, or you can go on foot. But there is a great network of trails which goes through Elk Ridge for use by the property owners and their guests. A little bit of a view off to the north. Tract 6 is one of the large tracts out here at Elk Ridge. I don't have the paperwork with me to tell you the exact size, unfortunately, but it is one of the largest, if not the largest. This was logged 4 or 5 years ago, so we have tens of thousands of young trees everywhere, oak trees and hickory trees and some walnut trees that are all getting a really good start, 4 or 5 years of growth. But you can still obviously see that it was logged, and it was logged heavily. But we've got some good growth. The loggers didn't clean anything up, so a lot of the stuff is rotted down and the trees have grown up. But I mean, it'll still be a few years before these trees are, 15, 20, 30 feet tall. So right now, a lot of small, younger trees. Still see some of the logging debris. In fact, right up here by the road, you can see some of the tops and debris that was left. So Elk Ridge was a large property, about 500 acres that we purchased, and split it up into these large tracts. Generally, when we do a property, we'll take the guys out here and spend a day or two and cut in a driveway and clear a little building site off the road, something fairly private. We decided at this property, these tracts at Elk Ridge, to leave them just as they are, completely natural, and just drop the price to as low as we possibly can. And that gives everyone a chance to get in, on the ground floor, on some really good recreational or buildable acreage. And you can create your own building site. You can leave it exactly as it is. You have a lot of options. There are rental places in the area where you can rent skid loaders and small dozers. We do a lot with a skid loader or just by hand. A guy with the chainsaw or a woman with the chainsaw can get a lot of stuff cleaned up. A pickup truck with a chain can drag a lot of limbs and branches and stuff like that. If you're going to use a chainsaw, look at some of the safety videos. There's just about 3 or 4 really important concepts. I always like to say that because they can be so dangerous if you don't know the safety concerns. But if you do, they are fantastic. You can get a lot of work done in just a few hours. So here it's fairly level here on the south end. It slopes down. Actually, we have probably a couple hundred feet where it's fairly level with a gentle slope. Then it gets steeper down to that creek bed that we talked about. It goes back up, down again, and I believe back up and down again one more time. So really true, honest to goodness Ozark land here. This is pretty typical of the real Ozarks. This hilly stuff, the high ridges and the low draws. Great habitat for wildlife. Deer and wild turkey are prevalent out here. We're just a few miles from where the Missouri Department of Conservation released a herd of elk a few years ago, a population of elk, in order to kind of populate the state of Missouri. And so there are elk in the area. We've had sightings. I'm pretty sure I saw 2 elk the day we purchased this property, just a couple miles from here. I thought they were enormous dark deer, and then I realized that they pretty much had to be elk, some unidentified deer. Anyway, Tract 6 here at Elk Ridge has probably the prettiest spot on that little creek, where the two creeks basically come together. There's a pool of water there. I think I've mentioned before, we don't know if it's year-round because we haven't owned the property for a full year, but it really is gorgeous. Toward the middle of the property, you've got at least one beautiful ridge. That would be a fantastic building site, super private. There's a hawk up in the distance, kind of going over the ridge tops. It's getting closer too. Extremely windy today, but I was out here doing some other stuff, and I did not have a video of the south end of Tract 6, so I wanted to get that taken care of. I'm trying to focus on that hawk, but he is not really... The birds never show up in a video, I guess. I can see him really well with my eyes, but I don't know if you can see him on the camera. I don't know if anyone cares about hawks except for me, but I'm kind of a raptor guy. There he goes. We're just 5 minutes out of Eminence. We're about 10 miles out of Birch Tree and 15, 20 miles, probably 20 miles out of Mountain View, Missouri, which has the Super Walmart and a few more restaurants and stores and stuff. So awesome area. If you're looking for a place to hunt, build a little cabin or a home or whatnot, this is just great. No one's going to bother you out here. This is a dead-end county road. There's a small family-owned resort at the end, so not much traffic at all. But you're not a billion miles from nowhere, so you can actually get to town. You've got some amenities nearby. Power is within a quarter mile or a half mile, I believe. Just beautiful, beautiful property. I'll quit talking now, but that's the south end of Tract 6 at Elk Ridge in Shannon County, Missouri. I lost my hawk. There he is. Large, large property, beautiful property.